Welcome along to another edition of Weekend Winners. We go harness racing at Albion Park on Saturday night with an 8-race program, so not quite as big as the previous week, but all in all, it's a really strong program. Action gets underway at 5:45. In this edition of Weekend Winners, we are going to speak with leading driver Nathan Dawson, Ben Battle and Matt Elkins. Nathan Dawson is about to join us, and as it stands right now, Nathan is the only driver in Queensland with a century this term, so he's flying along and he's in the hot seat on Saturday night. A full book, 8 races. Let's jump straight into race 1, Nathan. I Am Serengeti. You drove this guy last week and he was a monster.
Yeah, that's right. He was great last week and we got a similar sort of draw, so hopefully we can do the same again.
Is it a similar type field as well, or is it a rise in grade?
No, I think it's pretty similar. I wouldn't say it's a heap stronger, but it's pretty similar to what he defeated last week, so hopefully we can do something similar again.
Yeah, he looked really strong right through the line last week, so if he repeats that, he's going to take a power of beating.
Yeah, that's right. He'd done that comfortably, so if he repeats his performance, then he should be hard to beat.
All right, another key drive for you on the weekend. Again for Kerry-Ann Morris in race 4, Dark Energy. He got the spoils last Saturday night, and he looked good.
Yeah, he did. It was a good win. Draw's not on our side this week, but hopefully we can make the most of it.
How does this race play out early? Because looking at it, there is some speed drawn to your inside, so it could get tricky.
Yeah, that's right. Our horse is a good beginner, but there's plenty of speed to our inside, so we're just going to have to press the issue and see where we end up.
All right. Race number 7, your own horse, Casino Tommy, lines up in the open. He never puts in a bad one, and his run last time out was really good again.
Yeah, that's right. He just keeps backing up every week and putting in good runs, so hopefully he can do it again this week.
Again, it looks a little tricky because there's only the front line, so there's going to be a bit of early pressure. So where do you want to sort of land?
I'd like to land pretty handy and then put him into the race. I like to drive him pretty tough over 21. I'll be trying to do that again this week.
Does that suit him better, the extra trip this week compared to the mile last time out?
Yeah, definitely. The further for him, the better. So he just keeps running those 28 quarters. So hopefully we can try that again.
All right. And in the last race, Hot Flush, I think she looks a terrific chance. Draws behind a good beginner, and the run last week was an eye-catcher.
Yeah, that's right. Draws on our side this week, so hopefully following the right horses, we should be there in the finish.
And the mile looks like it's going to suit her as well?
Yeah, that's right. I think so. So hopefully we can get a nice trip and make the most of it.
Well, it's a busy night for you. 8 races, so you've got no respite there on Saturday night. In and out every race, so hopefully there's a few winners, and keep up the good work. We'll see you trackside.
Thanks, Chris.
Ben Battle jumps in the chair now to talk about his drives on Saturday night. Ben, we're going to start with race 4, the old stable favourite, Whiskey Blaze. He comes up with a draw, and he hasn't had a great deal of luck with draws of late, so I'm tipping you're pretty happy with this.
Yeah, definitely, Chris. He's sort of been getting beaten up a bit with the barrier draws, just the way that the races have been drawn lately, been drawing plenty of bad gates, and I sort of don't think he's going any worse than when he was racing nice and consistently there a few weeks back, but just barrier draws have been killing him, so hopefully from the better draw this week he can be there and thereabouts somewhere.
Okay, that being said, where do you want to be soon after the start?
Well, just hoping that we can slide forward and posse up sort of not too far off the leaders there, and if he's within earshot of him turning for home, well, he should be some sort of chance.
Those two on your inside both possess gate speed, so it's not going to be easy.
Yeah, it's a bit tricky there with the couple drawn inside you, quick out, but hopefully being stablemates, they can one will let the other one go, or they can work something out there.
Okay, well that's Whiskey Blaze lining up in race 4. In the final race, this race for the mares, Joni's Girl. She's going super, this mare. Again, she comes up with a nice draw, so what are you expecting?
She's been racing really well and really consistent since coming up from New South Wales, and just sort of barrier draws have been hurting her a little bit in the mares' quality races just of late. She's been hitting the line well again Saturday night from a long way back, run really good sections on the way home, and was spotting them a big start, but a couple of runs back here at Redcliffe, she rated out in front, went really well. She's not sort of afraid to do a bit of work, so hopefully from the better draw this week she can posse up pretty handy early on in the affair and run a good race.
This race at the mile, there's a couple of good gate speed mares drawn the front row, in particular the one horse, Better Than Spraying, so it looks like they'll be getting along pretty quick here.
Yeah, definitely. It looks incredibly hard to beat the one horse there, returning from a bit of a break, but hopefully we can sort of be there and abouts in the early speed battle and posse not too far off them and hopefully have a shot at them late.
All right, well, two really good chances. Is there a preference, one over the other?
Probably the mare in the last. She's been racing really well. They're probably both, rough each way chances on Saturday night, but she's been a model of consistency lately, so hopefully she can race up to that again.
All right, good stuff. Appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Good on you, Chris. Thank you.
Matty E jumps in the hot seat now to talk about his drives on Saturday night, and he's straight into action in the first on Saturday night with Celtic Cruiser. Suited by the distance, but the draw is ugly on paper.
Yeah, it is an ugly draw. I picked up the drive last week and couldn't have been more happy with the horse's performance. And I said to Donnie after the race, this horse just needs a draw and he'll be winning one of these. And he's come with 11, so that hurts. But the horse is racing really well, and the 2100 suits him definitely. So I'll be looking to put him into the race at some stage.
Off the back of what he showed last week, I Am Serengeti, is he clearly the horse to beat?
Yeah, I think so. And it won well at the trip, so it gets a good follow-through draw again. But yeah, our horse is racing well.
All right, well, that's Celtic Cruiser in the first. Let's talk about Rich Virgin now in race number 3. Did he surprise you in any way, shape or form with what he did last week?
No. I looked up the horse's form and Narissa was actually on it. And I said, I'd probably drive it. It looks a better chance. It's racing really well at Menangle, and I was fortunate enough to pick up the drive, and things could have sort of played in hand very nicely for us there, and it was too good for him.
He won well. It looked like he had something left at the line.
Yeah, no, I think so. He went up the line pretty easy, and untouched up the straight and sort of put him away very quickly first stop.
All right, well, this race on Saturday night, probably a little harder. How does it play out? What sort of gate speed do you think he's got?
Yeah, I'm probably going to have to go through his form and have a good look at that, but I think he'll run the gate pretty well, and I think if we can touch down with the lead, we'll have the options, but I'm pretty sure he'll carve out a pretty good mile out in front.
Do you think he's better at the shorter trips compared to the longer trips? It's a mile again, so do you think he's a short course specialist?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but I've only driven the horse once and he won in 53 pretty easily, so a mile again, I'm happy with that.
Okay, he looks a great chance there. Rich Virgin, race 3. Race 5, number 8, Beach Goddess. This draw's not all that bad, really, because you do follow out a gate speed horse.
Yeah, no, I'd be interested to see what the one does. It can race handy and does have gate speed, so if it holds up, or even if we're 3 fence, I'm sure it won't be the worst thing.
Her recent form's strong. She just needs that little bit of luck, but if she gets it, she can take this.
Yeah, she's been racing really well, and she looks like she probably goes better when she's on the fence anyway, so the draw probably helps.
All right, without putting words in your mouth, Rich Virgin, I'm tipping a good vibe there.
Yeah, I'm pretty excited to get the drive back on him this week and see if he can do it again.
Appreciate the time. We'll see you trackside.
Thank you.
A strong night is expected on Saturday night. If you're looking for a good bet at this early stage, I'm keen on the chances in race 4 of number 5, Tennyson Bro Mac. I think he's finally found the right race, and although the draw could be a little tricky, I think his class should shine through. So race 4, number 5, Tennyson Bro Mac. If you are betting this weekend, please do so responsibly. Bet with your head and not over it.